The question is often raised, if Joseph Smith loved and was so devoted to the teachings of the Book of Mormon, why didn't he quote from it very much? It doesn't take long to read many of his sermons and realize he is immersed in the Bible. We can't divorce from Joseph's life the fact that he'd also spent from 1830 to 1833 his time principally with Sidney Rigdon in the Bible, in his Bible translation, his inspired translation of the Bible, and consequently learns the Bible better than ever, and thus preached the gospel from the Bible. Most all of his sermons are just filled with biblical quotations, paraphrasing summaries, reflections on biblical passages, particularly the writings of Paul. And so he is a man of his time. He's preaching like everyone else preaches from the Bible. And so I think he's biblically sound and biblically based early on. In fact, it's interesting how much of that he seems to have committed to memory. There are very, very few occasions where the record of the account says Joseph picked up his Bible and read the following. Very few, which means they were a part of him. They'd become a part of him. And so he's very biblically based. The fact that he only quotes here and there from the Book of Mormon, or makes reference to it, is to me, as Elder Neil Maxwell said once, a strong indication that the book came through him, not from him. That it wasn't his. God had given the book through him as a translator. And so, in some ways, he wasn't as drenched in its doctrinal teachings as he was in the Bible. And with few exceptions, the saints weren't either. I think we could probably say, with the exceptions of the Pratt brothers and a few others, there were no serious studies of the Book of Mormon done for a long time. B.H. Roberts begins to do some. But thus President Benson could, in beginning in 1985, stand up and say, it's time. In 86 through time of his death, to say it's time for us to take the book seriously. And I think we could say that the time that President Benson was alive, we took the Book of Mormon more seriously than in a generation before.